Health and benefits are meant to help people. But as everyone here knows, it gets complicated. Confusing. Frustrating. You felt it. Your clients have felt it. The people who depend on it most have definitely felt it. It's time to break free. Welcome to the space where tomorrow's complexities are simplified today. Here, we shape the future, built on trust, powered by intelligence, designed for you. Welcome to the Benefits Breakthrough. Welcome to Spark.
Welcome to the stage, Chief Operating Officer, Health and Benefits, Robert Deshays.
Well, good morning everybody, and welcome to Spark Health and Benefits 2026. I am so excited to officially kick off our time together. We're incredibly grateful for the time, the energy, and the investment you're all making to be here with us today at Spark. And a huge thank you to everybody joining us virtually. We have a live cast going on today, so we're spanning out to thousands of others joining our community. So thank you very much for that. I am beyond excited for this week. The team has done an amazing job putting together the best show we've had in years. The content, the discussion, the collaboration that's going to happen this week is going to be second to none, and I can't wait to hear your feedback once we get through this on how we continue to grow together. Some big highlights this week: our technology excellence track. Very excited about that. We've got a number of breakout sessions, and then of course our awards tonight, really recognizing this community and all the great things that we do for our customers. And then capping off the event with our product and technology keynote. It's always a favorite by everybody who attends, followed by the innovation experience, which is very exciting to have all of our technology and innovation partners. And then of course, the world famous closing party. So last year, we talked about igniting change. Today, that spark is already lit, and we are moving faster than ever. Now it's about benefits breakthrough. In an industry that's defined by complexity and good enough is no longer a benchmark, we are here together with you to shatter the status quo. That breakthrough spirit is in all of our DNA. It's a movement powered by intelligence and designed for you. But more than anything, it's a breakthrough that's built on trust. Trust is the quiet engine for everything we do. It's the confidence that when a customer swipes that card, it simply works. It's the reliability of a platform that scales when your business grows. And it's the transparency of a partnership that doesn't just celebrate wins, but rolls up its sleeves to solve challenges together. Here's the reality. Wind is changing. We felt tremors of the high cost of insurance, of benefits, the ripples of personalization, and the tidal wave of AI. Some see these as obstacles. We don't. At WEX, we see them as catalysts required to create a breakthrough. Our purpose hasn't changed. We are still here to simplify the business of running a business. Our velocity has changed. We are moving beyond the noise of daily administration and focusing on strategic clarity. Using AI not just as a tool, but as a catalyst to replace fragmentation with connection. This week is all about giving you the tech, the product vision, and the shared intelligence to ensure that when the market shifts, we're not just reacting, we're leading. We aren't just here to network, We're here to bridge the gap between where the industry is and where we know it needs to go. This is Spark 2026, and this is your moment. The heart of the benefits breakthrough isn't actually the technology, it's the person standing at the pharmacy counter or the parent checking their health savings account at midnight. By aligning our innovation with real-world needs of customers, we aren't just reacting to the market together, we're defining it. That customer mindset guides us all. Even as the world around us changes in profound ways, today every organization here is operating in a constant state of disruption. And AI is reshaping the work, and global uncertainty makes everything harder to predict. You feel it in the healthcare costs, complex systems, and confusion that comes when benefits change year after year. At WEX, we believe the journey that through disruption, we start with clarity and control. You don't just need a view of what is happening, you need the ability to do something about it. What has changed is our ability to act on those insights in real time. This is where AI is making a real difference. WEX has been an early adopter of AI, investing in tools, investing in implementation and training, and we see this across all the industries that WEX serves. AI is embedded in WEX's DNA, powering how we build products, enable our teams, and support our customers. As an early adopter, we've invested in advanced tools and enterprise-wide training so that we deliver smarter, faster, and more predictive experiences across everything that we do. AI is removing the guesswork in a meaningful way. It is transforming how we serve our customers, powering faster, more proactive, and personalized support and solutions at every single interaction. Our AI-powered claims reimbursement, the solution helps us drive better decisions made at the right moment to improve customer outcomes and reduce costs. Give an example, today about 40% of our code is informed by AI. And our innovation, it takes us from time to idea to market, 50% less time, giving us speed to market advantage over everybody else out there. But technology isn't its own breakthrough. What matters is how we apply it to the problems we solve every single day. To make sure we're focused on the right problems, we recently partnered with HR Dive to survey 150 leaders. They indicate open enrollment continues to improve, but deep-seated challenges continue to remain. HR leaders tell us that employees simply don't engage with the benefits they're offered. We've started thinking about these these connected challenges as what we're calling knots. They are tight, they're complex, and they are ours to entangle together. Two of the biggest knots are choice overload and the support maze. We want to give employees options, but too often more choices leads to information overload. Then you have the knots driven by timing, the deadline dilemma, and the off-season silence. When information is concentrated into a 2-week window, people procrastinate. And once that window closes, silence. Behind the scenes, we see the operational knots, integration frustration, and priorities pile up. Having payroll, health plans, and HRIS in siloed systems simply doesn't work today. It leaves HR teams stitching together experiences that should already be connected. The business implications are significant. HR executives say competing priorities are a primary barrier to improving the employee experience. The real barrier isn't benefits, it's complexity and competing priorities that employees can't navigate. HSAs prove it. High value, low usage, not because they're bad, but because they're hard to understand in the moment. And this isn't an enrollment problem, it's a 365-day decision problem. AI changes that by turning confusion into clear, timely guidance when employees need it most. We can untangle these knots by creating a centralized, modernized place for managing benefits. What would it look like if benefits worked the way people actually need them to? Imagine a system that doesn't wait for a question, but recognizes a moment that matters. It's a simple promise. Employee benefits should just work. And they can. We've put together a short clip that captures how we're untangling these knots to make benefits work for you and your employees.
Employee benefits should just work, but HR pros face problematic process, administrative anarchy, and compliance chaos. All the things that make it hard to stay focused on your work. But with the right benefits partner, these issues don't stand a chance. Defeat the process, outsmart the chaos, and silence non-compliance. WEX connects every process, payment, and participant through one integrated platform. Eliminate complex benefits challenges with the powerful backing of WEX.
All right. These investments that we're making today are designed to drive our mutual success. But let's be honest, this is about something much bigger than just product updates. Our vision is to bring everything together into one experience that's simple, more connected, and easy to navigate. One place to start, one place to manage, and an experience that delivers personalized guidance to drive better decisions. You're going to see that vision show up in this week in our 2026 roadmap, and how our systems connect, how quickly you can get up and running, and how much easier your daily work begins.
One thing that has kept us with WEX so long, you all are the industry standard for the consumer-driven healthcare platform.
We choose to partner with WEX because of the technology and the people. We like the one platform for a total package service for our customers.
We really understand the WEX Health Cloud platform well. We use it to, that's the backbone of our product offering.
WEX helps us to be more efficient and meet our clients digitally, which has been instrumental in cost reduction.
And the more that WEX moves towards automation and AI-driven decision-making and, helps, our bottom line.
Offering the benefit analytics has definitely improved our kind of response in the RFP process. We gain more customers because we are able to provide them insights and show them what some of our competitors aren't doing.
WEX gave us the opportunity to go up and compete against anyone.
We have grown year over year, 30% or more for the last 3 years. Not just accepting that, oh, we're good enough and we're just gonna keep the status quo, that you're still driving to innovate and iterate and always get better, has kept us with y'all.
Welcome to the stage Senior Vice President and General Manager Health and Benefits Revenue, Lisa Goldcamp, and Senior Vice President and General Manager Health and Benefits Growth, Christy Kinney.
Hello, thank you so much. What a video. Thank you to those that were involved in making that. We appreciate all of you and your insights so much, and it is so great to be here with you sharing this valuable information. Now, Anthony just showed us how application boundaries are disappearing and how Gen AI is enabling hyper-specialization. I think you disappointed him a little at the end that you didn't remember that, but that's okay. At WEX, what we're going to do is take those global disruptors and apply them to specific knots that we face in health and benefits. And here's how hyper-specialization is coming to life to drive scale and trust for your business.
Together, we are supporting 60% of the Fortune 1000, alongside the most agile small businesses in the country. And that scale is powered by a massive web of partners in this room. Leaders in HR tech, TPAs, financial institutions, health plans, and brokers. Today, WEX is supporting 22 million participants with a platform built on hardened security, a rigorous compliance framework, ensuring every individual can navigate their health and wealth with reliability and confidence.
And that confidence is visible in many ways at WEX. One way is with health savings accounts. WEX powers 1 in 5 HSAs nationwide, and we're seeing a shift from spending to investing, especially as consumers are leaning into our new brokerage experience with real-time trading and no fees. And consumers are receiving support from WEX to help them model their best HSA. We know this proactive approach works. Our Consumer Pathways program has driven a 57% increase in users raising their HSA contributions. But as many of us know, scale creates pressure.
It does, Lisa. And at WEX, we are designing our systems and processes to deliver on that growth without friction. That's why we've applied AI to the claims process and collapsed processing times from 2 days to under 2 minutes with 97% precision, moving to a moment of trust and confidence for our consumers.
And we're applying that same rigor to the human side too. Take our Campfire Research Initiative. We didn't just look at claims data for Medicare Advantage, we did over 2,000 face-to-face interviews. And what we found is that members are overwhelmed by increasing costs and confused by available options. They don't need more data, they need solutions for the dental, vision, and over-the-counter benefits that they need to consume.
It's about designing for the human, not the data point. To do that, our service model had to evolve. At WEX, holistic service means 3 things: real expertise in your business, consistent performance you can rely on, and partnership and outcomes. And we'll be candid, at times we've had gaps. This past year, we've leaned in alongside each of you to clearly identify where the friction is existing, and more importantly, to prioritize fixing those gaps and improving where it matters most.
And we didn't just listen, we've redesigned how service works. We've shifted from reacting to issues to building a system that prevents them and resolves them faster when they do happen. That's our strategy: prevent what we can and optimize what we can't. And over the last 12 months, we've been testing, triaging, and accelerating root cause fixes so that service becomes predictable and less reactive.
A big part of that shift is how we're using technology to enhance human connection, not replace it. At WEX, AI serves as an early warning system. It knows immediately and identifies areas where we have spikes in volume or emerging issues, and allows our teams to proactively engage customers early with insight, context, and a clear action plan instead of reacting after the fact. That's intelligence with a human touch. Technology surfacing insights, people using it to deliver guidance, build trust, and show up with true accountability. That is what partnership should feel like. Partnership at WEX isn't a support model you need to navigate. It's an extension of your team, built on shared accountability and one common scorecard. It means confidence in complex moments, and a partner already looking around the corners on your behalf.
We back that up with real investments across the experience, which you saw come to life during open enrollment. We've expanded self-service to handle routine needs, applied automation and AI to streamline claims, and we've strengthened service operations so that cases are clearly routed and owned end to end. And even with a 16% increase in calls, stability and resolution held strong. Driven service investments delivered faster response times, fewer disruptions, and a dependable experience while preserving the human connection. And our goal is to continually identify pain points and to invest to resolve points of friction.
But mastering benefits isn't just about WEX's internal systems. It's about how we use this intelligence to tackle the most volatile trends in the market, specifically the rising cost of care.
We talked earlier about employee challenges with choice overload, and we know employers continue to deal with the high cost of benefits. So we're going to switch gears for a moment, and we're going to go deep on the pervasive topic of cost controls. We have the privilege of being joined today by two leaders at the front lines of cost control and innovation in our space. Please welcome to the stage Trish Mooney from Lifetime Benefit Solutions and Colin Rogers from Signos.
Thank you both for being here.
Sure.
Cost pressures are an inherent challenge across this business for both employers and employees. Pharmacy expenses are the primary source of this strain, with GLP-1s acting as a significant catalyst behind rising spend. According to the Business Group on Health, pharmacy expenses consumed 24% of total healthcare dollars in 2024.
So in other words, we have a lot to discuss. So please, first, why don't you share a bit about yourselves? Trish, let's start with you.
Sure. I'm president of Lifetime Benefit Solutions. Lifetime Benefit Solutions is a full-service benefit plan administrator. We have 40 years of experience providing CDH, COBRA compliance services across our market areas.
Wonderful.
And I spent the last 30 years in the healthcare space, if you can't tell by my hairline. Last 4 of those is with a company called Signos. So Signos, for those of you who aren't familiar, is the first FDA-cleared software medical device for weight management. So in today's market, you have GLP-1s, which we'll talk about, bariatric, and now you have Signos. So effectively, we show a user their metabolism in real time, pull in all data from Apple and Google Health Kit to show their lifestyle, and then 8 years of AI development on top of that to guide microbehavioral change to clinical outcome.
Amazing. So we spent the morning talking about the benefits breakthrough. Colin, I love your perspective on what's the single biggest barrier preventing employers from reaching this breakthrough today?
Yeah, well, I don't think Anthony could have given a better lead-in to some of what we'll talk about here, but if I were to sum it up, I'd say visibility. I think if I look at the last 30 years, at least in my lens, of what we've had as tools to impact either individual or programmatic health deployed by employers or carriers or other partners in the ecosystem, it's really been programmatic. Here's a program, let's see if we can move some people into it, hang on long enough to a clinical outcome, and then 12 to 18 months later, we'll be able to look back and understand, did it have an impact? That paradigm is shifting quickly for a lot of reasons that Anthony talked about, and I know we'll talk about more today. But if we can now empower a real-time view of both individual whole health, population whole health, now we can start to fill that gap in terms of the mechanics we've been missing to proactively manage populations. And so Signos is a proxy for that, but I think there'll be many more after Signos to really offer a real-time view into how do we move from programmatic historic point-in-time data to a real-time view how we manage population health and costs.
That's exciting stuff. So building on that, Trish, what are you seeing as plan sponsors are dealing with managing their benefits offering mix?
Yes. So Lifetime Benefit Solutions is a part of a family of companies. 2 of them are not-for-profit health plans. And their mission is to create an environment that provides access to quality healthcare for the communities that they serve. And we are supporting of that. So how can we help support that mission? We're really looking for the mix of benefit plans that align to creating healthcare savings within an employer group. So we look for creative ways to populate HRAs aligned to that benefit plan. Sometimes we stack HRAs, but it becomes very complex for our employees, so we have to make sure we're thinking about them as we do it, and what type of education and training and things that we need to do to simplify it. But it's truly on how do we align their benefit plan to our options to create that savings.
So we talked a little bit already about GLP-1s and how they're creating the perfect storm for pharmacy budgets. Colin, how do we shift from a reactive model where we simply pay claims as they come in to a more predictive, proactive approach that ensures members get access to the care that they need, while also maintaining long-term affordability for employers and encouraging shared accountability from their employees?
I'm gonna have to ask you to go back.
You do.
Yeah.
Multi-step.
Everybody's favorite 3 letters and a number, GLP-1. So let's dig in. I think, look, a lot of what Anthony was talking about in terms of deep personalization is already here. Cigna's is an example. We've been in market for the past 3 or 4 years, but there are others driving at how we can take a real-time view of how, in this case, medication is being taken and then driven to outcome via a real-time view of that person's metabolism, lifestyle against that medication. So that as a proxy for how we can start to manage costs to clinical outcomes. 60% of people who start a GLP-1 don't finish, 88% bounce back. We kind of know the numbers at this point. So if we're deploying dollars and resources to opening access and allowing that to occur, WEX is making a great step with our HRA and kind of the GLP-1 in terms of the access, but then also getting to accountability and outcome requires us to have some sort of real-time visibility to that journey for a patient and for our employee. And Cignos is an example of how we can do that. Yes, leveraging AI, but also remotely giving de-identified visibility to, is that investment actually driving a clinical outcome? So that's an example of, I think, in the very near term, where this goes to actually deliver ROI in a world that's pretty opaque without it.
There's a lot of themes there that we're touching on. I mean, I think that, obviously these, these driving forces that are out in the industry right now, changing things. You talked about affordability, Trish. So what are some examples? You mentioned that there's a variety of different plans that you put together. What are some examples of customized solutions that you've brought to market to help both employers and employees manage their costs?
Yeah, absolutely. So first, it's really looking at that particular employer group. What's their makeup of their population? If you can get to look at their claims experience, what's in that claims experience that could indicate a wellness program is needed? So what we have done is have those conversations with some of our strategic employer groups and understand if they have a high female population, can we create a women's health LSA that will truly be utilized by their employees. And we look for those opportunities even with an HRA that's focused on GLP-1s. We're looking at that for our market right now. How could we do that? I will always say I always look at my consumer first, and that's my end consumer, so that's my member or my employee that will have to use these services. So we have to make it easy. We can't make it complicated because benefits are complicated enough to begin with.
Trish, I'd love to follow up on that. What do you think the next generation of access and choice will feel like? We talked a lot this morning about hyper-personalization, and we know employees want choice, but at times our employers don't have access or are unsure how to control the cost of those employees' choices.
Yeah, absolutely, and Anthony gave me new ideas, and I know my team is probably out there somewhere squirming because Trish has new ideas, but I really love the thought of how do we make it easy by maybe we create a really smart debit card transaction that as soon as you swipe your debit card, it knows it's for a GLP-1, so that employee is not out the cost of the money to start with. So, and we don't have that today. Or linking our healthcare claims information to our reimbursement claims information. We have claims links coming over from our health plan partners every day. If we had enough data where we can apply AI to that information, let those claims go through without substantiation. You're no longer making it harder for that employee or that member to actually receive the benefit. We can put all the benefits in place, but if it's too hard to use, they won't be used by our employees and members, and that's not going to support anybody.
Yeah, we've spent a fair amount of time thinking about this and working out in the market and seeing what the trends are. It's interesting because certainly access to these hyper-specialized benefits is really key, and then how do we help facilitate those payments, which I think everyone in this room plays a part in. Colin, we've talked, you touched on a couple of themes that I want to go a little bit deeper on. Specifically, how do employers effectively measure the ROI and impact? Whether it's through higher employee satisfaction or through something else. I know we're talking about cost containment here, but the ROI could come in a variety of ways. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think employee satisfaction is a critical piece, and we were talking backstage about 70% of an employee population considers GLP-1 as one example as a key element to their benefit package. 33% would change jobs to get access. I mean, that's extraordinary. We don't think we've seen anything like that in healthcare, obviously, in some time, and there are many other aspects to GLP-1. But I think that as a predicate, whether it's employee satisfaction or measuring ROI, I think, again, this move to where we can draw a line from a dollar spent to a clinical outcome as it's happening is an exciting step we've taken in the last 4 to 5 years in market. And so just talking about what we're deploying here today in terms of the GLP-1 HRA, and then pairing that with real-time visibility across the population, that's no longer in the future aspirational, that's here now. And so having that mechanism for employers and stakeholders to be able to draw that line and understand ROI across a population or at an individual level is pretty game-changing, I think, in terms of how proactively to manage both costs and a population.
I think it's a key part of the future. We're, certainly on the front end of a lot of emerging things that are happening in the market right now, so it's really exciting. I think to wrap up and tie back to our first question, sort of our overall theme here, what's a breakthrough that your company has achieved recently? Let's start with you, Trish.
All right. So I think it's not so much like a technical breakthrough, more of a breakthrough in engagement. Taking that moment to truly look at what that employer group needs, whether it is a wellness program, an HRA, whether they need to figure out ways to make their financial exposure predictable for them, and applying those complementary programs and benefit structures to their healthcare structures. So that gives us a chance to have those conversations and truly make a meaningful engagement with those employers. And that's truly, for us, what is breakthrough, is taking that moment, having that conversation, be more consultative rather than trying to have one-size-fits-all shop.
I love it.
Same question.
You get it.
Same question.
Same back to you.
Look, I think 30 years in industry, we've seen a lot of many of you in this room, we've seen a lot of changes. The last 4 to 5 years have been tectonic. And so I think for Signos and my current role, being in a place where we have garnered FDA clearance and then been able to use that as a foundation to help populations within the carrier world, within the large employer world, within the partner world, One Medical, et cetera, is one data point of us starting to shepherd the paradigm shift in industry for something that was historically the only things we had, nothing wrong with them, but it's what we have, into a world now where we have not just clinical clearance, but actual at-scale deployment around real-time individual and population health. And I don't think this is the end, obviously, to where you're going, Lisa. This is the very beginning, and I think WEX's forefront on the HRA account, where Signos is going collectively, I think those are indicators of how we can, in a much more proactive way, because the technology and data support it, manage both cost and population. So I'm really excited about that breakthrough.
This has been an absolutely fantastic discussion. I want to thank you both for sharing your insights. I think we can all pull a lot of the connections that we've talked about this morning, whether it was through Robert's opening, but really understanding how the evolution of the space is changing and how individuals like yourselves are stepping in and really creating new solutions and specialization in areas that matter the most. So big thank you. I hope that each of you are walking away with practical knowledge and perspective that you can take back to your organizations and apply for your customers as you think about how we're going to continue on that breakthrough together. So please, let's give a big round of applause one more time for Colin and Trish.
Welcome to the stage Senior Vice President, Product Health and Benefits, Jennifer Whitmire, and Senior Vice President, Global Product Engineering, Prashant Desale.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is so great to be here today. And thank you to that incredible panel. Hearing directly from the people doing this work every single day is exactly why we are all here. So I want to pick up on something that kept coming through in those conversations, right? It's that frustration of complexity. It's siloed systems, it's manual workarounds, it's experiences that create more questions than answers for the people trying to use them. And you're living that reality with your customers every single day. And we've heard you loud and clear. And we're just not standing still. We're consistently building, improving, and moving forward with intention and with urgency.
And here is a frame that we would want you to take away. 2026 is about building that road. And when we talk about future of WEX, what we're calling a unified benefits platform, that destination becomes more visible in 2027. But the progress that we're making this year is the progress that makes that destination real. And every improvement, every capability that we are going to ship in 2026 is actually a proof that our destination is not aspirational, it's happening. And the progress that we're talking about is organized around 3 key themes. Number 1 is consumer experience. Number 2 is integrations. And number 3 is technology modernization. And let us walk you through each one of those themes and what that theme actually means for you, for your business and customers.
So let's start with the consumer experience, because that's where your consumers judge us, and honestly, that's where you judge us too. So when a participant enrolls in benefits or submits a claim, makes a payment, or tries to understand what they're eligible for, those are the moments that define a relationship. And for far too long, those moments have had too much friction. So in 2026, we are changing that through a few specific investments.
And as Jennifer mentioned, we are making a lot of investments in consumer experience. And first of that investment is what we call personalization at scale. And what this is about is leveraging AI to guide participants with relevant, real-time recommendations based on their needs and their choices. And this is not just innovation, this is becoming expectation. Our goal is to make decisions feel more intuitive, not overwhelming. Second thing that we're doing, or another investment that we're making, is we are also embedding real-time intelligence in the moment of transaction. For example, let's say if a participant is swiping a card at pharmacy, at that swipe, system knows when something is missing. And then it prompts user instantly that whatever is missing, for example, submitting a receipt on the spot. So with that, we are, instead of fixing claim later somewhere in the game, we are actually shaping in that moment of transaction. And we are using intelligent prompts to prevent the friction before it even happens.
So the second item is about real-time notifications and transparency, because participants want to know what's happening with their accounts when it actually happens, and not after their account later on, or when they have to call, get a statement, or call support. And that's the kind of proactive communication is what moves people from confusion to confidence.
And the third investment is about providing clearer, smarter guidance. Think of it as moving away from that reactive support to more intelligent, contextual, in-the-moment direction. So people don't have to guess what to do next, or in worst case, do everything just in case.
Well, this isn't just polish for polish's sake. This is about building experience that participants are going to notice. And that's going to reduce support burden for everyone in this room.
And now if experience is where this shows up, integrations are where either it accelerates or it slows down. And most of us, most of the time, we know which one it is. And that's why our second most important theme is integrations. And this one is particularly important to all of you as partners, because one of the most significant barriers for the growth is not product by itself. It's generally about how hard it can get to connect to the ecosystem around it. So, you all know, right? Implementations take longer, exceptions pile up, momentum stalls, and too often, integration feels less like an engineering, more like an archaeology.
Well, in 2026, we're making a significant investment in our API-first capabilities. And our developer center, right? It's developed specifically and designed to make integrating with WEX faster, more repeatable, and more scalable. And what that means practically, for practicality, is that faster go-lives, fewer custom workarounds, and more predictable path from implementation to value for employers and for your teams.
And our goal is simple: integrate once and move fast everywhere. We really want connecting to WEX to become a most competitive advantage for your business, not a project that needs heroics.
Right, so and our third theme is around modernization, and I want to be honest with you about what that word means and what it doesn't. It does mean that we're slowing down. It doesn't mean this. It doesn't mean we're slowing down to rewrite everything from the ground up. It means that we're continuing to strengthen the foundation so that every capability we build is faster, it's more reliable, and it's easier to extend.
And as Jennifer mentioned, we are strengthening our foundation, and to strengthen the foundation, we are doing multiple things. Let me walk you some of the important ones. The first thing that we're doing is we are breaking down our legacy systems into more modular, scalable microservices, and then we are exposing those capabilities through standard APIs, developer center. The second thing that we're doing is we are rebuilding our experience layer by building something what we call consistent UI platform, and also what we call micro front ends to provide a unified and seamless user experience. Third thing that we're doing is we are also building a modern data platform for real-time insights, for intelligent reporting and decision making. We are also introducing something what we call agentic AI mesh, which is essentially designed to orchestrate the intelligence across all of our platform. Claims AI is a great example of modernization done right, because it delivers value today. It actually, provides faster adjudication, it lowers the cost, it provides really good user experience. That's the value it's delivering today. But it also builds a foundation for everything we do next. And that's what a good platform should do.
And for you as partners, modernization means fewer surprises. It means a platform that you can continue to trust and to perform at scale. And it also means that as we add new capabilities, they work with what's already there and not against it. So when you put these three themes together, consumer experience, modernization, and integrations, what you have is a platform that's continually evolving to deliver an even better experience for the people using it. It's easier to connect to, and it's more durable to build on.
And that's the story to tell right now. You're not selling future state. You're selling something your clients can actually see working. You're selling real progress that is happening this year, the proof points that you can stand behind, with a clear direction towards something that is even more powerful in 27. Because future state is interesting, but working today is what wins the deals. So every improvement, every capability that we are shipping this year is a down payment towards that better future. And what we are building is we are building to make your work easier, implementations predictable, and your clients more successful.
Well, and that's the difference that you're going to feel. And it isn't just better features, it's a system that finally works the way it should have all along. Innovation at WEX isn't just something we're doing internally, it is something we're doing with you and for the millions of participants counting on you and counting on us. So we are so energized to be on this journey together and be here with you today. And we cannot wait for you to show you and for you to see it through the rest of Spark. So thank you for being here. I hope you've enjoyed today. And so let's welcome Robert back to the stage.
Thank you.
All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. So we've set the stage. We've looked at the data, we've glimpsed the future of AI, we've defined what it means to lead the industry, and as we've discussed today, a breakthrough is what happens when vision meets the boots on the ground reality you bring to the table every day. The reality includes acknowledging where we face challenges, and as we talked about, true partnership is built on trust, and trust is earned through consistent performance over time. When issues arise, we move quickly to triage, take accountability, and drive resolution. But fixing isn't the breakthrough. Prevention is. That is where we become powered by intelligence. We have accelerated comprehensive root cause analysis to ensure we address underlying drivers and not just the symptoms. Beyond resolution, today we're strengthening our preventative processes, our internal controls, and our operational discipline. We're tightening our governance, establishing clear milestones so that our progress is visible, measurable, and most importantly, reliable for you and your clients. These events haven't changed our priorities. They've only reinforced our commitment to execute against them with greater rigor and speed. And our intent is to demonstrate through value, consistent delivery, transparency, and follow-through. And this will result in our strengthened trust and confidence with you. As you head out these doors, you're moving into a laboratory. Think about the next era of benefits designed for you. And I have two challenges as you move through the rest of your day. First, in your breakout sessions, don't just spectate. Use that lens of breakthrough. Look for the one piece, that one item or tech or AI strategy that will dismantle a specific barrier that you have in your business. Our experts are ready. Our leadership is aligned and the path is wide open. Second, utilize the WEX community sitting right next to you. We have the best community, bar none. And you're navigating the same shifts in employer needs and market conditions and complexities. Somewhere in this room is a solution to the impossible challenge that you've been staring at for months. Don't let the hallway moments go to waste. We've provided the platform, and you're the engine. We've provided the vision, and together, we are the breakthrough. The complexity of our business isn't going away, and today, we decide that it will no longer slow us down. We're moving from reacting to the market to defining it, and we're emerging from our challenges stronger, more resilient, and more focused than ever before. Take this energy, take these tools, and take this community with you. Let's get out there, redefine what's possible for the millions of participants who count on us every day, and let's break through and turn these visions into reality. Thank you very much. Got me thinking.
to celebrate.